Hey, this is Tuhon Aditya from LightHaven. We got a request a while ago about sharing some Espada Y Daga stuff. So I'm going to be sharing with you what we call the Waterfall with stick and knife or sword and knife. I'm going to be sharing this with you the same way that it was shared with me from GrandTuhon himself. I'm going to be sharing with you again the version that I learned from GT. I do know that there are a couple of different variations, a couple of different ways of doing this, but again, I'm trying to give you guys exactly the content that I got, the stuff that I got from my teacher. And so the way that GT taught it to me is the way I'm going to be sharing it with you. Before we begin, though, it would mean a lot if you would subscribe to the channel. At the end of the video, if you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. If you have anything to add to the discussion, if you have your own variations, your own ways of doing this, leave that in the comments down below. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, please also leave that in the comments down below. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. Our residential program is up and running. Our online classes are up and running. So to train with us, either from wherever you are in the world or to come to go and train with us, email us through the link I'm going to leave down below. If you have been following the channel for a while, you will know I often talk about ways of coordinating double weapons. And we often talk about crossing motions or following motions. So a following motion is where both attacks are coming from the same side. One weapon is following the other weapon, or the other weapon is following the first weapon. And that's essentially what this pattern is. It's all on one side. I'm going to start with my weapon hand in front, my long weapon hand in front. So my stick hand, I'm going to start with that. Whichever leg is the same as my stick hand, that's going to be in front. So if my stick's in my right hand, my right leg's going to be in front. My knife's going to be at the back. Now, traditionally, this was more akin to the Espada Y Daga stance we would have in Pekiti. But for the sake of the waterfall, I'm going to start from my shoulder chamber. The reason why that is either you can start from the shoulder chamber or you can start from this cross chamber. I'm going to start from the shoulder chamber. It makes things a little bit clearer. So now there are two separate sort of types of movement. One is the movement that my stick is going to do, and one is the movement that my knife is going to do. And they don't necessarily follow each other in in um, in very clean straight lines. And what I mean by that is I'm going to explain that as we go along, especially when I'm talking about what a knife is going to do. Again, there are different ways of doing this. I'm going to share with you the way that was stressed upon by GT when he first taught me this pattern. Um, so I'm going to start. My knife is going to be by my hip. My stick is going to be on my shoulder load. From here, I'm going to come with an angle one, load onto my cross load, come in front with an angle 2. Now, the angle 1 is fluid, but the angle 2 is somewhere in between a broken and a fluid, in that it's not a broken and then immediately chamber, but it's not a fluid that goes across. There is a weird kind of follow through which comes around like this. An easier way of thinking about this is instead of thinking of it as an angle 2, you think of it as almost a vertical strike, an angle 10. So it comes and then it's going to chamber under my armpit in that sort of medium load by my hip. So it's one vertical. As this comes down to my hip, my knife is going to come up. So I end up in this sort of a position. One more time, angle one. This is going to come as an angle two to your hip, and this knife comes up, or it's going to come as a angle 10, a vertical slash, and then it's going to come up. It's going to come to my hip in that medium load, and my knife is going to come up in that ready position, because from here my knife is going to thrust. Now, the knife motion is something that GT was very particular with me about what it should be. It's not straight. What he wanted me to do was he wanted me to go down, down, and then up with that reverse thrust. So down and then up. I'm going to keep saying this. I know that there are probably other ways of doing this. I'm giving you the way that was taught to me. So this goes down and then comes up. As it comes up, I'm going to come up with that back of the blade almost like a reverse thrust. Down and up with that tip. One other thing you'll be noticing is the way that I grip my knife. Again, this is something that a lot of people that I've been lucky enough to train with, have specified that this is the grip. This is the grip for Espada Y Daga. I'm trying to stay as true to the material that was taught to me, and I'm transferring it to you. So we're going to go one, come back with that backhand or that vertical slash. The knife comes up, it's going to go down, down. As it goes down, my elbow gets out of the way of my stick. I'm going to come back with an angle to slash, and then I come back with a thrust. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm back to my angle 1 position. This is why we started from angle 1 instead of a cross load, because you'll probably end up back on that shoulder load. So angle 1, load it onto the cross load, come back with that vertical slash or that angle 2 slash, up to you. Knife comes up, goes to my hip, cross down, angle 2 slash comes out. This knife comes back to my chest, attracts to my chest, and then as I pull my stick back to my shoulder, I turn my hip, and that's my final thrust. Again, angle 1, vertical, thrust, slash, thrust. One more time, angle 1, slash, thrust, slash, thrust. One more variation you can try, because as of now we're going slash, slash, thrust, slash, thrust. But that second angle 2 that begins from this medium load can also be a deflection, a luvak with the back. If this is where the front of the blade is, with the back, with that back of that blade, with the back of that stick. So you're going slash, slash, thrust. Now from here, instead of me going slash, I'm going to use the back of the blade to deflect or to intercept an oncoming attack, opening the line up for my knife to come up with a thrust up center line. So it can either be slash, slash, thrust, slash, thrust, or it can be slash, slash, thrust, luvak or deflection with the back of the spine of the blade of the stick into the thrust. It's a very small sort of adjustment, but pay attention to where the edge is. In one variation, the edge is out, so I'm cutting with it before the final thrust. In the second variation, I am using the back, the edge is now facing here, I'm using the back to intercept a weapon that's coming. And as that happens, the knife comes up center line. So these are two small variations within the same sort of waterfall uh, movement. One more little caveat, the basic general waterfall happens from here, which is 1, 2, 3, come back here, and then bring it back, 1, 2, 3, 4. I go immediately into that vertical slash or the angle 2. The thrust comes, the slash comes, the thrust comes. However, you will end up back on that shoulder load, and so you'll anyway have to do angle 1 to get back to cross load, or get back to medium load, or get back to wherever you want to begin the waterfall from. So we have decided to just go add the angle 1 in there as it is, angle 1, and now the waterfall starts. Bang, 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 bang. The footwork with this can be many things, but for now, again, I'm going to show you what was taught to me. Was I'm going to step as I do this thrust. Remember, I'm changing ranges, long weapon, short weapon. I'm changing ranges. So as I go in with that thrust, I'm stepping in, thrust. As I come back with the angle 1 slash, I step back. So slash, slash, step in, slash or luvak, thrust, step back out with an angle 1, slash, bang, bang, step back, luvak. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. If you have anything to add to the discussion, leave that in the comments down below. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, please also leave that in the comments down below. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. Like I said earlier, our online classes are up and running. Our residential program is up and running. So to train with us, wherever you are in the home, in your homes across the world, or to come to Goa and train with us, check out the email I'm going to leave down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next video.